In this video I'll be covering how to get more XP in the early game in GemCraft Frostborn Wrath. Now it's quite simple really, because early on in the game you start off over here and we'll make our way around through this area here as a footpath, like footsteps on the map indicate. Now early on you'll come across field S2 and field V1. Both of these unlock a battle trait. These traits will be overcrowded and haste. And basically you can max both of these out. At that point you'll get your battle trait multiplier up to 3.4. Now what's significant is that once it is that high, not only are you getting 3.4 times as much XP, but you actually have 120% more monsters on the field, meaning that doubles the amount of monsters anyway, and each monster kill has an XP value. So, therefore you're actually getting way more than that. You're getting like almost 7 times, well actually probably over 7 times as much XP as if you were just playing at base level. Later on, if you head to T4, they'll unlock swarmling parasites, which if you put one of on, because you don't want to put too much of it on, you'll have like 2 swarmlings inside of the monster, which will then award you an addition XP for the 2 swarmlings that you kill. At this point you have way more monsters on the field, so you'll get way more XP. It doesn't matter if you do or don't have swarmling parasites, but the sooner you unlock it, the sooner you can go back and do more fields with swarmling parasites enabled. And I've done this on literally every stage and on every endurance. As you can see, I get some alright numbers. They're not amazing numbers, but not bad numbers either. Obviously you start off with W1 as soon as you apply these traits and work your way back up through the levels, doing it that way. Because this way the difficulty ramps up slowly and you're not just left thrown in a deep end sort of thing. As such, I'd probably just do this level. This will allow you to build up a ridiculous amount of skill points. Now that said, there will be a somewhat overwhelming amount of monsters. That is okay. Because at that point, you just make a load of gems. As you can see, they start they are making their way around and actually trying to break through. So you will need quite a lot of towers doing this strategy. I mean a lot of towers. So you probably don't want to upgrade to the grade 3 straight away. You want to get the grade, like as many grade 2 out as you sort of need. But then when you want to upgrade to grade 3, feel free. You can just use the U key to upgrade them normally. Just because of the gem combinations I'm using, I prefer to do a bit more like this so I can mix in more mana leech. Because you only need so much armor tearing, whereas mana leech, you can always do with more mana leech. Even at my level, some's still getting through. Later levels, when you unlock Beam, you could put Beam on something and make the mana pairing really go crazy. Like such. Ah. Didn't expect to see one of those here. Obviously, as you go through the game, you'll unlock more random boss enemies that'll spawn. My XP here only improved because of my talisman, where my talisman gives me way more XP than it used to. Yeah, I'm getting 215% XP gained from my talisman fragments. Back then I was only gaining like somewhere around, well, a lower number, that's not even above, probably below 50% to be honest. So yeah, as you upgrade your talisman, you can go back through. But mainly the thing is, when I was initially picking out my talisman, I mainly focused on, well, see if I can find a low level to have. Yeah, I was mainly focused on XP gained, as you can see, like, you know, I don't know what that one's doing. I can replace that with something, but yeah, I'm mainly focused on the XP gained, even if there were not exactly the best talisman fragments. If they had XP gained on them, I generally didn't care, and just leveled up the XP gained on it because, well, I like gaining XP. That's pretty much all there is to it here. It's just like a matter of going through, making sure you get like the battle trait on S2 and V1, maybe even T4, then just replaying stages with this sort of configuration where both of those are at 12, and if you have this one at 1. I could probably turn on other traits, but all of them make it quite a bit harder. So therefore, I'd rather just leave it as, well, this. I probably could turn on Corrupted Banishment for all non-endurance levels, because in non-endurance you're not going to be banishing as many monsters if you're ahead of yourself, really. So that's a thought that I probably should have thought of sooner, but I didn't, so... No, I'll try this level again with Corrupted Banishment this time, see if it makes a difference. Well, it will make a difference, but see how big an impact it has. Because it probably is not going to be that big an impact. Provided I don't banish any monsters. If I banish monsters, it's going to be a huge impact, but ideally you shouldn't be banishing monsters. I'll start upgrading them now because I feel like that can help. I want to get up to the next mana pool level. Put Beam on that. What's good thing about Beam is it hits loads and loads of times, and each hit with a mana leeching gem increases the mana you get, so in general, just a really good one to have. Throw a bolt on because I can. Now, you unlock Mana Leech at field Z5, so it is quite far away to get Mana Leech from the beginning. Once you unlock it, it can become a core part of pretty much all your battles. Also like to make sure to kill all the things that fly through and come through, because they are worth XP as well. Yeah, as you can see, it's only a slight increase relative to my previous highest, so the corrupted banishment could be alright, but it's not really something that I thought about or really did, especially considering corrupted banishment unlocks from field O2 over here, whereas I went all the way up north first. And that's about it for this guide. It may be a bit inaccurate due to the fact that, well, yeah, I'm really overpowered for these earlier levels. My point still stands, is that, you know, you can get S2 and V1 done. They're very early on. They're like, it's 9 missions in. Then after that, you have the 2 traits that you need to start redoing the earlier levels with those 2 traits on. Because also the more monsters and more stuff that you're killing, the more mana you're gaining in those levels. So at that point, you can make higher level gems, you can get stronger faster. So really, it's all quite good. And that's considering I haven't even enraged any waves here. But you could probably enrage waves for more XP if you wanted to, at a certain point. This is just really a quick guide to how to get more XP in the early game, because I know a lot of people have struggled to level up in the early game, and they come across levels and they find themselves with the levels too high. Because this is quite a bit more difficult than chasing shadows. So that's just like sort of like how I got to like level 353. I still haven't even beat the game yet. I'm still only down here. I mean, down there is kind of like late into the game. Like I only have like 20 or something fields left to go. Point being is you can get a lot more XP in the early game by doing that method. That's about it for this video. Hope you have a good day.